Hi, this is Cynthia Ortiz. It is October 17, 2021, Sunday. These are the Charles Perry Stalker podcasts. Let us give our disclaimer. First of all, we assert our First Amendment right to free speech. Second of all, we assert our right to redress as citizens of the United States in a free country with constitutional rights. Second of all, we assert the but-for standard. But for Mr. Perry pestering and bothering and causing one problem after another, stalking, hacking, harassing, voyeurism, crime after crime after crime, corruption, collusion, RICO violation after RICO violation. There wouldn't be a need for podcasts to document all that, would there? We like to do it before so that we can establish premeditation and malicious intent. He intends to cause me harm. He sits around planning it all fucking day and all fucking night. He is the biggest menace, piece of trash I've ever met in my life. And I lived in Vegas, so you can imagine I've met some people. We apply the reasonable person standard. So you've got, and use allegedly. So this morning, my guys get me up nice and early. And we got problems already. They're getting okay, remember, they're going before a judge pretty frequently to get wiretap orders and expand wiretap orders, renew wiretap orders. They got leaks as well because Perry pisses everybody off every time he bothers me. A lot of people are tired of watching me suffer, Mr. Perry. We don't think you seem to get that. You, David, Josh, Joe, Matt, enjoy causing other people loss and suffering. You guys get off on that. It's called sexual sadism. It's a dysfunction, sir. It's a mental illness. Antisocial disorder is as well. We have a shrink that looks over all your shit, and she thinks you're truly BTK. Mentally, you're BTK. You're the same. You got abused as a kid. You're a violent offender. You're part of that 1% of the population that Lonnie, what's his name, was talking about. You saw it. You hacked me. You sit there and watched me do my homework. You saw his video. So it's a criminology thing. It's a crime causation thing. You got abused as a kid. Now you want to take that out on everybody else. You hate women. You like attracting deviant men. Because like attracts like. You're alone. You don't have a date. You've been at me 10 years trying to fuck with me and fuck with me and fuck with me and fuck with me. You have no date. I can't stand you. There's no reciprocation. Mr. Perry, peeping is not a date. It's a crime. It's a crime in all 50 states. Harassment, stalking, hacking, all crime in every state. For you, stalking is federal because you're crossing state lines. Forged marriage license, that's a forgery, not a marriage. You can't seem to grasp reality, can you? You have no grasp on reality. You live in a pretend world. I've heard that. Charles Perry came up is in Tulsa more than he's in Lubbock. And it seems like he has now been in Tulsa so much, he's got citizenship in Oklahoma. She could probably sue and allege that he's a citizen of the state of Oklahoma. He's been up there so much. And not have to deal with jurisdiction. In our court, Mr. Perry, you're going to have to prove where you've been, what you do with your time all day. I get that you bribe other judges and they enjoy looking stupid and ignorant on fact. But this is not that. You're used to weak. This is not that, sir. I'm not into you. I think you're a sex pervert weirdo. You're rejected every day. It's been that way for a decade. And this guy's like, he goes up to Oklahoma, tells everybody that's his girlfriend or his wife or his fiance or his concubine. It's different. It's different he changes it all the time. Depends on who he's talking to. And has inserted himself in her life. He's been seen hanging out at her work with her co-workers, with her family, with her friends, but never with her. People thought it was a little weird that he keeps telling everybody that's his girlfriend and she won't, they're never together. She can't stand him. She sued him 3 times trying to get rid of him. Do you know 11 times I've asked for a protective order or an injunction, and there's never been a hearing since that first one. Never been a hearing. Everybody's starting to question, Mr. Perry, why there's been so many motions filed where there should have been a hearing and there wasn't. See, you think nobody notices that what you're doing is illegal. You should be in jail. And it's bad enough. People get really pissed off. You should have paid attention. During the thing with Derek Chauvin, when he sits on George Floyd's neck until he dies, the world blew up. And it blew up at police, didn't it? It blew up at the cops. Everybody started calling for their defunding. Get rid of cops. If they can't behave right, if they can't protect and serve right, we don't need them. We'll use some other method to keep the peace. Because we don't want to be victims of crime. We don't want to be harassed by the police. We don't want to be mistreated by our cops. We pay them. We take care of them. We put a roof over their head. We put food on their table. And they owe us that back. And if they don't want to do that, if they instead want to take your money, Mr. Perry, they need to quit their job, quit taking our money, and go work for you. You are not wanted. In 10 years, you've not ever been able to even get me to take a phone call, much less go on a date with you. You make people pissed off. So everybody gets very upset when there's a crime and somebody suffers a loss. But they get more pissed off when it looks like you're getting away with it. So you got leaks, Mr. Perry, and a lot of them. A lot more than you know. You want my help? He said, typing in my phone yesterday. Help me, help me. What, are you shitting me with that? Delusional is squirting out your ears. Because for you to even ask that question, you are off your nut. You've done nothing but make me miserable for a decade. You've done nothing but make me hate you. You have blown up my life. I was supposed to lose it all last week, I understand. She was supposed to take her car to the car dealer on Friday. And we had her ex-husband going up there to take her back to Texas. She didn't go. She didn't take the car. They got caught before. Right? See, you're not fooling anybody. I don't know what planet you live on, but people hate your guts because of what you're doing to me and the Neelys and the Millers for what you've done to us. You're a criminal. You're causing up hardship after loss after loss. Not what you do if you want to attract a woman. It's not. Hacking, peeping, violating. You're making people hate your guts more by the minute. I don't think you seem to get that. Our shrink thinks literally you're mentally retarded and may have some Alzheimer's. She thinks that because she's read your emails. She's watched what you've done to me. She's listened to you talk and recordings of you when you're planning a crime against me. TPD, I'm the victim here. I'm not the criminal. And you know that. Are you going to be a bitch of a sex pervert? Is that your choice? Look, I get up today and my cops tell me they're talking about whether or not you're going to get your, when do you need to get cigarettes and which store are you going to go to? So we've put that out. Well, guess what? I just so happen to be driving by one store that I get cigarettes at sometimes. Sure enough, there's TPD sitting out there. Listen, and maybe that was a coincidence. I don't know. I don't care. But normally I would have gone in. I don't care if they're there or not. I don't have anything to worry about except today when my guys tell me you need to worry. If we were doing that, it would have been unmarked. That's how you... And what information did you need, TPD? Why did you... First of all, you should know... Nobody should know when I go to the store or leave my home. I don't send out a memo. I'm not one of these people that Facebooks every time I poop, every time I eat, every time I, go anywhere. That's not me. I'm hardly on Facebook. So, when you, and I sure shit don't tell anybody what I'm doing. I can't. I have a stalker. So I don't tell anybody. I don't text my ex-husband. I don't text my son. I don't text anybody and tell them I'm going to do this or I'm going to do that. I don't tell my neighbors either. I don't tell anybody what I'm going to do, when I'm going to do it. So you would have to have cameras in my house to know that I was about to leave, that I was running low on cigarettes and needed to buy more. And this is not the first time you guys have been recorded talking about when I'm going to go to the store because I'm running low on food or coffee or cigarettes or whatever, over and over. And this judge is getting very irritated, y'all, for having the same conversations all the time. 50 plus about my ringtone. Let me say that again. We have to repeat ourselves all the time. Because Mr. Perry has Alzheimer's. When you talk about my ringtone 50 times, get a ringtone. You're irritating the judge that gives us orders for wiretaps or whatever the hell they're doing. I don't do that part. That's not my thing. Well, I know this. What they get, it's legally obtained, and what you get is not. It's fruit of the poisonous. So even if let's just say I had gone into the store, I'm not going to even say which store it was. Let me put it this way. There's two that I normally go to. TPD was at both. Why? What do you want, TPD? You want something from me? Captain Gimpy, call me. Leave a message. I will not talk to you on the phone I don't just take phone calls. Call me, leave a message, and I'll call you back, and you could ask me whatever the fuck it was you wanted to know if I go to the store. Because nobody could legally know when I'm going to go to the store. Both of them had officers outside. Maybe that's a coincidence. Let's hope so. Let's just hope that was a coincidence. If it wasn't, whatever you got from that would have been fruit of the poisonous tree. Because legally, you have no way to know when I'm leaving my home. Now, Perry sits there and watches me. What's he do? Call you guys and, oh, she's about to leave. Is that what he does? He's a sex pervert. He's in a lot of trouble. Did you, you're the Sheriff Rowan in this? You're kissing the ass of a sex pervert? You're his bitch? I would be embarrassed to be that. I would be so fucking embarrassed to be that. I hope that's not wrong. I hope that information was wrong, TPD. Then that those cops sitting out there were just coincidence. But I'm going to tell you something, TBD. If that was a sting off this morning, if it were us, we'd have had it unmarked. We wouldn't have patrol sitting out there. We'd have an unmarked car. That's just, I don't know. But whatever it is you need, Captain Gimpy, fucking call me and ask me. Just be straight up about it and call me and ask me the question. I may not answer it, but you're welcome to call and ask me. But you're going to have to leave a message for me, and then I'll call you back at my convenience. I don't take phone calls. My ringtone, Richard, over and over. The judge is irritated with you. Very irritated with you. What's wrong with this dude? Always talking about her ringtone. Always talking about her ringtone. Has she not said something? And our guys were like, more than once, over and over, she said something. Okay, why are they still doing it? They're caught. What the hell is their deal with the ringtone? First of all. Second of all, what is the crime she's committing? What is it? Because you can't have cops harass me, Charles, for you. They shouldn't be paying attention to what I'm doing at all. They have other crimes. They have real crimes to do. Real crimes to investigate. Real criminals to go after. You're one of them. Did you bribe Tulsa police? Are they in on your thing? Are they part of your corruption? Please, I hope so. I hope not. I sure as shit hope not, Mr. Perry, that they are not the bitch of a sex pervert like you. You don't have a relationship. You have a crime. You need to get real. Keep up with everybody else because you're very, very, very fucking slow. And it drives me insane to have to deal with somebody as slow as you. Get a grip on reality. This is crime, not a date. You disgust me. Every day you disgust me more and more and more and more. And the more you bother me, Mr. Perry, the more you get caught like you did this morning. If this was all... What's the deal with my license? Perry wants her license suspended. Why? Again, it's just more harassment, more duress. I told you, our guys are watching that. How much duress is he causing her to coerce? He's trying to force her to do something she doesn't want to do. He's trying to make her go somewhere she doesn't want to go. I was supposed to go back to Texas with my ex-husband because you were going to take my car. You were going to tell my car dealer, don't give her car. Take the car away from her. Oh, that's Charles does that. That means yes, right? Is that what that means? That you're going to prove out a bazillion, like 300 recordings we have of you talking about taking my car? You're going to prove that out? What does my car have to do with you? You like causing loss. You're a sex sadist. We get it. You made your point. And you've never been so caught as you are when you fuck with me. You try to take my car. You try to take my car. You want my ringtone over and over and over and over. Mr. Perry, you're about to go to prison, sir. Do you not get that? Do you think we're doing this because we're bored? See, you don't have any kind of grip on reality, do you? Your little pretend life is just, it's out of control. It's very embarrassing, too. It speaks to your mindset that you don't know you should be embarrassed by what you're doing and who you are. I didn't do that. So now we got more hacking. My guys sit there and watch you hack my phone and my computer and everything else you hacked. They sit there and watch you. You want my help. Who are they? Who are they? Look, they're keeping you from taking my car. They're taking you from doing things like, killing me. They're protecting me. They've been there for a long time, fighting you off me because you won't get off me yourself. You're making me feel raped. So do you think I'm going to do something that would compromise that? It speaks to your delusion that you would even ask for me to help you. Why? Take the knife out of your hand and slit my own throat with it? Why would I do that? Nobody has kicked you in the balls harder than me, metaphorically. So why do you think I would help you that you would even ask that? Did you have my license suspended, Charles? That's illegal. You just one crime after another. You just can't stop, can you? You just cannot stop. This thing today also. This what happened to Justice Scalia after? Oh, look, now it's not showing. Oh, there it is. What happened to Justice Scalia just after his death? William O. Ritchie was like, man, that's not what we do post-mortem, especially not for a United States Supreme Court judge. Be sloppy. It was woefully inadequate. That's what this guy says. What is he talking to you guys? We want to figure out who it is, who's trying to help, who was helping her, who got her the Fabian puzzle. See, you want to say I'm crazy, but you can't explain the Fabian puzzle, can you? Or the McNamara email, or the harassment email, or how did she know Mike Neely was drugged 5 months before first responders confirmed it? And everybody's pissed off at you that you didn't let me testify. See, you make people hate you. When you're cruel, people hate you, Charles. You don't, no, it's not like people cheer that, oh, good, he won in court. You got people hate your guts. Hate your guts because you didn't win. You bought a judge. It's different. I wasn't in the court. There's too many of these motions that I filed that there wasn't a hearing and there should have been. I've tried to get a protective order against you 11 times. That means I don't like you. And here's the thing. The reason she thinks you're mentally retarded is if you don't know that when you're mean to people, they're not going to like you. A 6-year-old knows that, sir, and you don't. You don't. When you bother me, you get caught, and you go right back at it. When you bother me, you get caught, and you go right back at it. When you bother me, you get caught, and you go right back at it. And it's been that way over and over and over and over every fucking day. You want to force me against my will to Texas, and I've said no. Stop. Control yourself. There's nothing here. Fuck off. And I've said it every fucking day for a decade, you sick son of a bitch. There's no crime here, Tulsa police. Not with me. If you guys did that this morning, if this information is proved out, my guys are going to do that. I don't have anything to do with that. I knew Mike was drugged 5 months before anybody else said it. Got the McNamara email. I've got the harassment email. Mr. Perry's going to harass the hell out of her. Is he using you? He's going to harass the hell out of her. Then go into a court of law and say he's doing it. She's doing it. And he's the victim. And then they did. And guess what? While they were planning that, a Supreme Court judge who is very vocal about the First Amendment right to free speech, Sullivan versus New York Times, right? There was another one about a public official being criticized. I believe it was Louisiana. Garrison versus Louisiana. Right? Garrison criticized the judge. They put his ass in jail. The Supreme Court said, no, you can't do that. He has the right to redress. Why are you using police? I was raised by police. Why are you using police to harass your victims of your crime, Charles? I want to know the answer to that question right there. Why the fuck are you using the cops to harass victims of your crime? Why are you doing that? What makes you think they're all helping you? Because I assure you, they are not all helping you. How do you think we get this shit? Some of them are leaking. Some helped get initial information so that we could get a wiretap, I'm told. You don't know what the hell you're dealing with. But I don't like you. There's nothing to like. When you're mean to people, people aren't going to like you. Tulsa police, let me tell you something. You got a lot of people pissed off because you're letting a bad guy get away with being bad and hurting people. And normal people don't like that. They really don't. They don't like it when they don't like corruption. They don't. I'm sorry. That doesn't suit your thing, but they don't like it. So it's not hard to get this stuff right here like this. William O. Ritchie questioned the death of a United States Supreme Court who believed in the right to free speech. If I'm king, flag burning, hang the guy. But I'm not king. We have a constitution that protects it. He wants to burn the flag, he can do that. And that guy is in West Texas. I'm in West Texas. I wasn't supposed to be in West Texas. They're planning. We're going to harass her. When she complains about it, we're going to claim we're the victims. We're going to lock her ass up. We're going to take it before the Supreme Court. And Justice Scalia won't go along with it. So we're going to have to get rid of him. And they did. And oh, Richie's going, wow, I'm a commander. Former commander at D.C. Police, homicide. I'm a murder cop. And we would have had procedures to follow had Justice Scalia died in D.C. So in West Texas, what the hell? What the hell was that? That they handled that so sloppy. This guy's agreeing. It was woefully inadequate. It was woefully, and what was he doing in West Texas right then, right there? That he dies. Would you switch his pills out, Charles? Did you give him a shot? What'd you do to him? What'd you do to Lucky? We know. Mike can't beat somebody to death and end up with not a mark on him. Swollen right hand only, which had a needle in it, by the way. And he's drugged. And I said that 5 months before. It was confirmed by first responders. He was given Narcan. And I've been over that and been over that and been over that. Who the hell? I want the list of names of people you think you're fooling. You don't have a date. You don't have a relationship. You have a make-believe world. And you're killing people. And you're about to go to prison for it. Tulsa police, I mean, whatever. There's other people working on this. There were before I got here. I'm sorry if they want to be a bitch that kisses the ass of a sex pervert. That's their choice. They can do that. It's a free country. They might have a legal consequence to deal with because of it. But what do you guys want? That you somehow get information as to when I'm going to leave my home and go to the store, and all of a sudden there's patrol there. I'll go into a store with patrol there. That doesn't bother me at all. I don't care. Except today I was told not to. Why? What is it you fucking want? Captain Gimpy, call me. Tell me what you fucking want. I'm happy to answer your question if I can. Leave a message. I'll call you back. I don't take phone calls. I do not take phone calls. Shit, I'll meet you at a restaurant. We'll have coffee. You want to ask me something? Ask me. If I can answer your question, I'll answer your question. But don't do shit like that. Weirdo shit like that. And by the way, if it were us, we'd have it unmarked, not patrol. So, this stuff, the harassment by cop trolls, cut that the fuck out. Lucky complained about it. He didn't like that. A lot of cops don't. A lot of cops don't. Lucky complained about it. Stop fucking coming up here. Go. Why don't you get a life and go do something productive? Because every time you do something to me, you'll get caught. Every single time. And that's never happened to you before, has it? And you just go right back to it, like a dog to his vomit. And we're all going, ew. Yuck. I don't want you. I don't want you. You disgust me, Charles. You disgust me. You're mean, you're cruel, you're sadistic, and you're a sex pervert, and you're killing people. You're like BTK. Listen, Tulsa police, I know a whole lot more about this than you do. Because I've been in this deal longer. A lot longer. So, I hope you're not being corrupt. I hope that was a coincidence that there were patrol everywhere I normally get cigarettes. And nobody should know when I'm going to the store ever. I never tell anybody. So anything that would come from any of that would be fruit of the poisonous. Because Mr. Perry watches me in the privacy of my home. What's he do? Call you? She's getting ready to leave now. I'm peeping on her. Otherwise, nobody would know. When I'm getting ready to leave her, where I'm going. Which store am I? What am I going to do? Buy what? Buy what? Is it cigarettes, food, coffee, gasoline? The mall? Kirkland's? I mean, see, how would anybody know where I'm going to go? See, you shouldn't. You can't by legal means. You can't. There's no way. I don't tell anybody. I don't send out the memo. I'm not the Facebook type that get on and, I'm doing my laundry now. Here's a picture of it. I'm eating my food, my lunch. Here's a picture of it. I'm shitting now. Here. I mean, that's not my thing. I think that's weird. I don't do shit like that. I don't announce what I'm going to do. Not only do I, Well, who the hell even? I mean, I don't even get it why people do that, but they do. But I'm not one of them. So I don't know what the hell this is, but looks to me like you're in some trouble here, Mr. Perry. You can't explain how I got the Fabian puzzle. You can't explain how I knew I got I knew Mike was drugged. You can't explain all that. McNamara email, and there's 50 about my ringtone, recording after recording after recording, 400 about my car. You want to force me back to Texas, bitch? Fuck off. Fuck the hell off. We are not a thing. You're a stalker. You're a criminal. You disgust me. Fuck the hell off. Fuck the fuck off, Perry. Mind your own business. And quit worrying about what I'm doing. And then you won't need a big old cover-up, which you don't have, because you get caught every fucking time you try to do something to me. Tulsa police, I didn't come up here to pick a fight with you. Had we done that, there would have been an unmarked. Otherwise, if it's coincidence, your guys are just sitting there, okay, whatever. Normally, I'd go in, but today I was told not to. You can't know where I'm going to go. You can't know. And this suspended license thing, Mr. Perry wants me to have a suspended license. Why would he do that? He's not stalking, right? He's not doing any kind of corrupt, illegal bullshit, right? Why would I have a suspended license, Charles? And why would you know anything about it? And why would you make such a phone call? We want our license suspended. I'd like your attorney to answer that. I'm not going anywhere. Where I live, Mr. Perry, isn't your business. Fuck off. You don't get a date. It's been 10 years of this. You get caught. When are you gonna get it? You're very slow. It irritates the shit out of me. I don't like stupid. I can't handle it. I really can't. I can't handle stupid and I can't handle crazy. I did at one time want to get a psychology degree, not to counsel. That's not my thing. It takes a special kind of patience for that, and I don't have it. I really don't. What I like to do is understand why the hell weirdos do fucked up things to people, so that maybe we can figure out a way to make it stop. I actually changed it my major, and that's none of your business either. All right, listen, I don't really want to do podcasts. I have other shit I need to do today. But since I have to address what the latest threat is, you guys told the police, if you want, Captain Gippy, you want to know something, get in touch with me. Otherwise, you get information from illegal means, I promise you I'm going to address it just like that. Nobody wants to believe Tulsa police would be the Sheriff Rowan in this. He's the bitch of the sex pervert, kissing the ass of a sex pervert. Why would you want to do that? That's your reputation. Your name is on your work. That's your reputation. That's your legacy. Charles Lucky was sick and tired of you calling up there, asking police to harass me. He didn't like it. A lot of cops don't like it. He was about to call in a protective order. He said, I may call in a protective order for. We can't have this. I have work to do. We have real crimes to solve. He's taking time away from all that. Citizens are paying us to do that for them. And if you're a dirty cop, quit your job and go work for Charles. He pays very well, I hear. He pays very well. You want to run a sting op like that, next time Tulsa police use an unmarked. For anybody, me or anybody else. But make sure you get the information legally to know they're going to be there. Because it gets thrown out. You can't use it anyway. That's why we don't use locals. Just saying. That's why we don't work. I don't call Tulsa police, do I? You don't see me calling 911. If I have to file a police report so I can get a protective order, I do. Otherwise, I don't. Why I don't? You don't get calls from me, do you? Nope. You don't get calls from me. There was one TPD officer I used to communicate with, and guess what he did? Nothing. Bad guys still out there being bad. In fact, dead lucky. Framed Mike. Pissed off a lot of people. People don't like it when you're cruel. People don't like watching one person suffer. Police are supposed to relieve suffering caused by crime, aren't they? So why aren't you? I'm not the criminal. What is it you need? What's the crime? What's the legitimate purpose? Don't harass me for him. Please. I'm asking you not to do that. Because there's another court that, he's going to have to deal with. He doesn't seem to get that. If we got this, maybe my license is suspended because he called up, made a phone call and asked somebody to suspend it. Or there's this, or we got, you're proving out recordings, Charles. You want my ringtone. Richard, every time you talk about getting my ringtone and you're recorded, when you do what the recording says, you prove out the recording. And now we have evidence of malicious intent and premeditation because you don't need my ringtone, sir. I'm not the criminal. I'm the victim. You're pissing everybody off. You're pissing everybody the fuck off. We're all sick of the suffering. We're all sick of the suffering. We're all sick of the suffering. End it. Don't cause it. Don't take our money and then go work for a bad guy. Just quit your job. Quit taking our money and go work for the bad guy. All right? Everybody, listen to what the words I'm saying. Everybody's sick of this. When Charles Perry fucks with me, he gets caught. Every time. And you know that. He doesn't get a date. He's never going to get a date. He gets caught. That's all he gets. The plans of the wicked will come to nothing. Be not deceived. God isn't mocked. You will reap what you sow. Sometimes these things are just common sense things, Mr. Perry, that are in the Bible. Aren't you a Bible thumper? Aren't you a church deacon like the BTK was? Wasn't he a church deacon? Yeah, you and your little pretend land. Whatever. Okay, so now you got people questioning, there's more and more speculation on that. He was in West Texas. So was she. Hauled over there against her will. Held there illegally against her will. Oh, the other thing I was going to say, the video surveillance. Here's the thing, is I was traumatized pretty bad. So by that illegal arrest, losing my home and all that. And we knew that was being threatened. I prepared my family for it long before he did it. My ex-husband knew. Everybody knew. McNamara email. That Charles was the January 4th text. Everyone knew that Mr. Perry was trying to arrange a false arrest. He is again. Or TPD wouldn't be, where I go. Is she going to get cigarettes? Yeah. What are you doing there then? Maybe it's a coincidence. If it's a coincidence, shit, I apologize. If it's not, what the fuck are you thinking? And next time you do that, use an unmarked. If we did it, there would have been an unmarked. It wouldn't have been patrol. Anyways, you got all this, Mr. Perry. Do you think people are stupid? I would like the names of people you think you still have fooled. I'd really like those names. This false arrest you did when I had to file a protective order, like it says here. Like it says there. And by the way, Mr. Perry, he gave you a verbal, don't bother her again. It goes without saying. In other words, he ought to know this. Mr. Warman, your client needs to leave her alone. The more you bother me, the more you get caught. Okay, so then this was filed on the 21st. You obstructed justice. Tulsa police people are getting pissed off at you that you didn't do something about the obstruction. Obstruction of justice. Right? So I said I lost, Mr. Powell failed to preserve my evidence. And I was talking about this, blood, my blood and hair, to rule out or confirm arsenic and phenobarbital. I mean, I'm guessing that's what it was making me sick. I asked Mr. Robertson, and he says yes, but I didn't get a test because they, by physical force, prevented and delayed me. That's the McNamara email from getting a test. Tulsa police should have tested me. Okay, this is why everybody's aggravated at you, Tulsa police, because you didn't get the obstruction, and now we have Dead Lucky and Framed Mike. You guys aren't the only cops on the planet. You know that, right? You're not the only cops involved in this either, right? You do know Mr. Perry's committed a lot of crimes in a lot of different places. So please keep that in mind. And some guys aren't going to help. It doesn't matter what he does. They're not going to help him. I don't. You're sitting here watching me not help him. You think I'm the only one? Come on. Please get realistic. This is the January 4th. I filed that police report on the 21st. Just because he does a false arrest and kills me doesn't vindicate him from stalking, does it? Nope, it proves her out. Certain things will prove me out. Certain things prove out a recording of you. Right? Okay. Because, you can put something out and go, well, they were recorded, or here is the recording. But you got to prove it out, right? Don't you need some things to substantiate that? Yeah, Richard, like every time you try to get my ringtone. Brother. So, when you go through something horrific like a false arrest, illegal detaining of a, you forget stuff. So I forgot that I had written a letter to the U.S. attorney after those two police officers told me at Sensations in 2015, Charles is just trying to find a way to arrest you. Just find something. We told him no. That's not why we signed up to be cops. But that doesn't mean he won't find some asshole who'll do it. So be careful. So I right then turn around, write the letter to the U.S. attorney. Forgot all about it. Completely forgot. I'm traumatized. Didn't think anything. I didn't think about it at all. I forgot. My guys are just starting to sift through everything, so they didn't either. There's two things like this. Humans aren't going to get it all, but when we can't get it, guess what? God does somehow, some way. Charles, God will do it somehow, some way. So Microsoft tells me, well, you got to pay for a subscription, or you're going to have to delete some stuff in your OneDrive because you've exceeded your allowed memory for free. So I start going through it to delete stuff. And, oh, shit, I forgot about this. That's a pretty key piece of evidence because beforehand, I'm telling the U.S. attorney, the guy's trying to use cops to harass me. He wants a false arrest. Maybe you ought to look into it. You can't do that. That's corruption. There's when they got it, 8/27/15. So I forgot all about this evidence because I was traumatized. When you're traumatized, you do. My guys get busy sometimes. They got a lot of shit to sift through, Mr. Perry. You keep everybody busy with your crime. So I forget that also not preserved was not only my blood, but the video surveillance of that night at Lady Godiva's. It's on the police report. You're supposed to list the evidence. I have text and video surveillance. I did not put blood and hair because I thought if I put that on here, he'll find out about it somehow. I'll be dead tomorrow. They'll kill me. He'll do something extreme because he wants this covered up. He's tried to kill me. So I didn't put that on the report, but I fully intended to tell the detective when I went in to talk, except I didn't get to do that because you obstructed justice. And sure as shit, you did do something extreme, didn't you? See, they don't know how that was what the guy was talking about. How did she get that? It's very specific to her. How'd she even get that? Nobody knows. Right. Nobody knows, Mr. Perry. There's Detective Egan. She didn't call till I was already in jail. Tulsa Police, where were you? Because now we have Dead Lucky and Framed Mike. This weekend, he wanted me to go up to the car dealer, take the car away from her, and get her ex-husband up here to take her back to Texas. Nope. Fuck you. Mind your own business. Mind your own business. There's guys in Oklahoma, I get it, that they want me out of Oklahoma so they can go back to their crime as usual because I'm up here fucking it all up. You know, I'm going to tell you something. I'm going to give you a little clue. I lived in Vegas. There's a mafia there, still. I knew some people that had been involved in it. I'm going by what they've told me. A lot of times is certain people you don't fuck with, and when you leave them alone, you don't need to worry about it. They'll leave you alone. You leave their people. You leave me alone. That might help you get left alone by my guys. As long as you're after me, they're going after you. You cause a problem for me, they're going to cause 20 for you. I promise. I promise. Now it's piled up so high, they may not have any choice but to just arrest you. There's a bunch of you, and they want it piled on so high, there's not going to be a deal. We'll see you in court. We're going to pile it on you and slam you down with it, and you're not going to come out and bother her again. Because you had a chance, didn't you? Give it back and get out. The first time you offered me a bribe, what did I say? I don't want your bribe. I'm not going to lie for you. If you want to give me something, give me what you took back that belonged to me. Don't tell me you'll give me whatever I want, because that's not what you want to do. You want to give me what you want. What I want you to do is give me what I want, and I want for you to get the fuck out of my life. And I never want to hear from you again. So, don't sit there and tell me you want to give me whatever I want if I lie for you. That's not true. You want to give me what you want. What I want is you're gone. And what you took from me, I want it back. That was my response. That's not extortion, Mr. Perry. You offered me a bribe, and you said, I'll give you whatever you want. And I'm making the statement that, no, you won't. You'll give me what you want. Because what you and I want are not the same thing. Tulsa Police, I didn't come up here to pick a fight with y'all. I've asked for one thing. Leave me the fuck alone. If you don't have a crime, a real crime, what the hell are you doing worrying about where I'm going shopping? And how would you know I'm going to get cigarettes or when? Or not to Walmart to get, some food? You had two guys right at the stores where I go. Normally, it'd be fine. I'd walk right in. I don't care. I don't have anything to worry about. But today, I was told not to. So I didn't. But you shouldn't know where I'm going to go. And next time, use an unmarked. If it were us, we'd have had it unmarked. So, I mean, I don't know what the hell you think you're doing, Captain Gimpy. Call me if you need something that stimulated all that bullshit this morning. If that wasn't just coincidence, and I'm gonna say it could have completely been a coincidence. But based on the phone call I got this morning, I don't think so. I'm thinking it wasn't. I don't have any problem walking in the store if there's a cop there. Who cares? I don't have whatever. I do it all the time. But this morning I was told not to. So if that was a coincidence, 2 things, Captain Gimpy, 3 things. Call me, because I'm not a criminal. I'm a victim, and you know that. There's no reason for you to do that. 2, you can't know where I'm going to be because I don't announce it. So that whatever information you have get it legally, because I know about you have a conflict here with another police department. 3, do you really want to be that guy? Do you really want to be that guy? Please tell me you don't. 4, everybody's pissed off. They get pissed off when someone hurts another person, and they get really pissed off if it looks like they're getting away with it. Our guys have held off for a long time, some to get some more information, and some because they wanted to be gracious to TPD. They don't have to. Please, stop. I didn't come up here to pick a fight with you or anybody else. I came here to get away from one. I came to Oklahoma to get away from a mad monster. My job was done. My part was finished. He's the one that brought this all up here and fucked with me and fucked with me and fucked with. And look at it, 10 years later, what do you have to show for that? He got caught this morning, Mr. Perry. You got caught this morning, and you don't have a date. I won't even take your phone call. You disgust me. You disgust me. We found out Friday. Get her back up to the car dealer. Tell him to take her car away from her and make her go back to Texas with her ex-husband. We got him coming up there now. Yep, heard it. Recorded. You're not stalking. You're not calling my family. You're not. I'm not doing that, Judge. Well, you keep proving that you are. You keep proving that you are. And you hurt Justice Scalia. Did you hurt him? What was he doing in West Texas right there when you guys planned all that? Woefully inadequate handling of his death, the guy said this morning. I don't know who he was talking to. I'm not told that. Woefully inadequate. Had he died in D.C., it would not have been like that. Why didn't he die in D.C.? Why did he die in West Texas right there when you guys were planning all that? Let's send her home, make her think we won't bother her, only we are going to bother her. Here's the thing on my car. This was in 2019, Mr. Perry. If you're not trying to take it, you're trying to vandalize it, or you're trying to wreck it, or you're trying to ruin the engine. Duly noted for the record. All of that's crime. Do you not know that? All of that is illegal. All of that is illegal. And by the way, if we get this information without your consent, like you peep on me without mine, karma, bitch. That's called karma. Don't bullshit yourself. God isn't mocked. You reap what you sow. You already are. Aren't ya? Plans of the wicked will come to nothing. When you were planning this right here, is when Justice Scalia died in West Texas, not D.C. I was over there. He was over there. You were there. There's the nexus right there. There's the nexus of the crime. It's always you, right in the middle of it. Chief Miller, Mike and Lucky. Well, Chief Miller is Lucky. Me. All of those people. It's always about covering up what you're doing to me. Do you think people don't know that? You think the people are stupid like you? Can't tie my shoe by myself. I keep getting caught every single day. Can't get a date. I can't figure out how to get women to want me. I'm going to call those police and have them harass her until she wants me. Yep, not how you get a date. But it is how you get caught. And you do every day. Every single day. You did Friday. You did it all last week. She didn't go to Zio. She didn't call the Duvals. She didn't do this. She didn't do that. No. And then today, I went to Dollar General. I didn't go to where I usually go. Right? So, you got caught again today. You want to harass me? You want to use Tulsa police to harass me? I want to hear you guys say that out loud. I want to hear you say it. Just say it. Why not? You're powerful. You can do crime and get away with it. Why don't you just say it out loud where everybody knows? Because you're not fooling anybody. You're not fooling anybody. You can't get a date. I don't like you. I don't do weirdo. I don't do sex pervert. And I for sure don't do murderer. You tried to kill me. I'm not going to help you. That speaks to your delusion when you even ask. He wants my license suspended. Duly noted for the record. Is it suspended? Tulsa police? Did he do it? Did he call you guys up and say suspend her license and you did it? Is that what this was all about this morning? Okay. You have a question, Captain Gimpy, call me. Leave a message and I'll call you back. You know my number. Everybody knows my number. It's on the docket. Right? My family has a different number, but that's the number for everybody else. It's public record. It's on everything I've filed everywhere. So it's not like my number's some kind of big secret. At least not that one. You want my ringtone, Richard? Our judge is not real happy about that at all. He's really had enough. He's heard enough of it. So I don't know what to tell you guys, but this is getting old. When you're mean to people, they don't like you. When you're mean to people, they won't like you. When Charles fucks with me, he gets caught. When Charles fucks with me, he doesn't get a date, he gets caught. And it's been that way since the McNamara email, over and over and over and over and over. And back to the vomit he went this morning. When Charles pesters Cynthia and when he takes her money, things don't go well for us. We're seeing things happen we've not seen before. How many times we got to repeat that? Write it on the wall or write it down somewhere, because this is repeat thing. It's getting old. Please leave me alone. That's all I asked you to do. Leave me the fuck alone.